In today's video, we're going to be doing a problem on a whole bunch of theory that we have learned in the previous videos. Again, I'm going to be still using the same book, the 5th edition, Wiley Financial Managerial Accounting. We're going to be doing page, if you have the book, please follow along. It's going to be on page 65, problem 257b. If not, recopy the same, recopy what I have and attempt it, and we'll take it from there. In this problem, we're given the beginning sales. We have these sales, the direct materials that were used, direct labor. We have to find the factory overhead as well as the selling and administrative expenses. We're given gross profit of 70 and net income of 22. We have to find what is the cost of goods sold, the factory overhead, the selling and administrative expense, the total product cost, the period cost, the prime cost, conversion cost, cost of goods manufactured. This may seem like a lot. Let's take it step by step. Let's start. Okay, the first question was, what is the cost of goods sold? So, what does this really mean, cost of goods sold? I don't want you guys to memorize a formula. I want you guys to actually truly understand what this formula really means. The cost of goods sold, you have a company, you are making a bunch of sales. People are buying it. You're getting a lot of money. That's great. But you have sales. Okay? But you have to subtract it by what you actually put in. So these are the costs of good sold. So the cost that you incurred in order to get a profitable business, which will lead you to your gross profit. Excellent. Nice and easy, nice and clear. I don't want you guys to, I hope now, after my explanation, it's more clear for you. And let's go on. So in the problem, we were given sales to be 390. Cost of goods sold, we don't know, we want to find. But we know that our gross profit at the end of the day, we had a $70. How are we going to find the cost of goods sold? We're going to do this. We're going to find this amount by doing the process of elimination, bringing over the 390 and dividing it by -1 to find you a gross profit of, the total cost of goods sold of 320. Okay. Next question is, what is the factory overhead? So first of all, let's take a second. What was the cost again? We said there was 3 types of costs. There is a, let's say, direct material, that's a cost. Direct labor, that's another cost. And there's a manufacturing overhead that we said it was an indirect cost that we're not totally sure if this is the main contributing. It's not the main contributor to the final product, but it is still necessary. Now we said, you remember, it was the taxes that you pay, or it was like the insulation on a window, if you recall that example. Okay, so if we know cost is direct material plus direct labor plus manufacturing overhead, we found the cost in the previous example right here to be 320. So let's do the basic math again. We want to find the factory overhead. Cost is equal to direct labor plus direct material plus manufacturing overhead. Cost is 180. We're given this information. We have direct labor to be 180, direct materials to be 80, manufacturing overhead we want to find. We will get the cost 320, bring this over here, to be 260 plus manufacturing overhead, which will, if we bring this over on the other side, we will get a manufacturing overhead of $60 or $60 million, depending on the problem. That's not really too important. Main part is so you can make the links and the connections between different concepts to apply into this problem. Third question is, what is the selling and administrative expenses? So first of all, remember we said selling and administrative expenses, these are non-manufacturing costs, not direct materials. They're not direct labor, nor are they material overhead. They're more, I'm not sure if you will recall, but we said that they are deducted from the gross profit they're deducted from the gross profit to get your net income. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So your gross profit is 70, which was given over here, and they are deducted, as I just said before. Your selling and administrative expense, they're deducted from your gross profit to give you your net income. We have a net income of 22. Bring over the 70 on the other side, divided by -1, which will give you a $48 of selling and administrative expense. Good stuff. Let's keep going. D, what is the product cost? What is a product cost? Remember in the videos, we said a product cost is anything that you need to make the final product. Well, we said we need direct materials, we need direct labor, and we need a manufacturing overhead. So now we found direct materials, which is given 80, direct labor given 180, with manufacturing overhead we found from this example over here, which is 60. The total product cost is $320. Excellent, which is also the cost of goods sold. Okay, what is a period cost? Okay, so we said a period cost is always it's referred to as selling and administrative expense. And what was the selling and administrative expense? We said it was $48. You see, some of these problems, the numbers are very repetitive, but if you have to realize and make the link between what does this mean, because sometimes you can have two different answers for like two different questions, the same answer. You have to understand what the theory is behind, and then you can make and formulate your answers correctly. Next, F, what is a prime cost? Remember, prime cost. Optimus Prime. Prime was the fancy mechanic who made the final cost. A prime cost is the one in this, like in the middle of the picture frame, right here, the mechanic and the fancy car. Okay, beautiful, and the overly excited guy rushing towards him. Prime cost is direct materials plus your direct labor. Direct labor we were given to be 180, and the direct material we were also given to be 80 as well, which will give a total of $260 for prime cost. Next, we are asked to what is the conversion cost. We know what was the conversion. It was the mechanic plus the factory overhead where the mechanic works. So your conversion cost is your direct labor plus the manufacturing overhead. Let's see what we have here. Conversion cost is manufacturing overhead plus direct labor. Manufacturing overhead we found in this example to be 60. Direct labor, we're given this information as well to be 180. Addition these two up, you're going to get $240. Excellent. Almost done. Last but not least, what is the cost of goods manufactured? Okay, so the cost of goods manufactured is simply the addition of your direct labor plus the direct materials plus your manufacturing overhead to be 180 plus 80 plus 60, which will give you $320. So what I want you guys to realize that your cost of goods manufactured, what you manufacture, is the same thing as the product cost, what your product is costing you, right? So these are the some links that you have to make, and through a lot of practice and examples, they're only going to get more and more easier for you. Stay tuned, we're going to do another example very shortly. Thank you.